What's up, everyone? Welcome into Hey Babe, Can We Talk? With me, your host and bestie, Drea Renee. If you are new, welcome. This is the place where the hot mess expresses the black sheeps of love, and for those who just can't get it right when it comes to matters of the heart. I am you are me, we are one. And if nobody else gets you, I do. I am a relationship survivor, and I've done everything wrong. So let me help you do it right. And if you're returning, I missed you, and we're going to have a great episode. On today's episode, it's going to be a solo, you guys. We're going to be talking about situationships and why is everyone doing them? It's driving me crazy. Honestly, I'm fired up about it today, and I got a lot to say. My producer knows. She heard me. I'm fired up. But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that like, follow, subscribe, and leave a comment down below because I love to hear what you guys have to say. So let's get into it today on Hey Babe, Can We Talk about situationships. Now, I don't know what's going on in our world, but nobody wants to commit. Everybody is all about, let's go with the flow. Let's keep it casual. Like, what are we doing, people? Now, I'm not trying to sound like an old, antiquated lady. I'm really not. But this whole Gen Z thing, shout out to the Gen Zs, do your thing, live your life, independence, rah, all the things. But why does no one want to commit? Is it that scary to show up and say, I love you? And listen, I know it is. I know it's scary to say I love you, but everybody is literally like, let's do everything like we're in a relationship, but we're not in a relationship. And my mindset is like, why? And now this is trickling over into the millennials. This is what everyone is doing. And so today we're going to be going over the reasons why people are in this place now of thinking situationships are so popular and they're so cool. I'm here to tell you that they're not. And maybe it's just a grown lady thing. I don't know. But if you're 20 years old and you're listening, let me tell you something, people. Okay? The grass is not greener. Okay? It's not. If you find someone who's willing to go through the trenches with you and show up. Listen, if I could tell myself anything when I was 20 years old, 25, date based on compatibility, not chemistry. Now, if you were trying to do your hot girl summer and throw your thing around, okay, fine. Ow, yes, okay, work. But if you want to be in a relationship, we were laughing here at the studio. If you want to be in a relationship and that's really what you want, do not shy away from that. Do not be scared. Do not let people make you think it is wrong. So I was at the casino the other day and I was walking next to these two guys, and this guy is like trying to hit on me. He was a little bit older. So I'm thinking he's going to show up like a grown man. Y'all, he did not. I should have known. He had on a little tank top. No offense. I'm not a fan of men in tank tops. Like, don't just leave your arms hanging out. Cover up the shoulders. Cover up. I'm not a fan of the tank tops. Anyway. And he had a backwards hat. I think this man was probably like 48. Again, not coming with the grown man things. And he said something to me like, oh, what's up, girl? He was like trying to hit on me. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm not really dating right now. I'm taking a break from men. He was like, why? All you got to do is not catch feelings. I was like, first of all, why are you speaking like that, sir? You've aged out of doing all this. So don't do that. But he said to me, and I was so annoyed by this, he was like, just date and don't catch feelings. And we are in this generation now of just hang out with the person and basically numb yourself. Like, don't catch feelings. That way you don't get hurt. Don't take the risk. Like, what is the point of anything? Like, what are we doing? Are we supposed to just cycle through people? And guys, let me tell you, before you know it, you're going to be 50. You're going to be 60. Okay. It's not going to be so cute. And Facebook dating is not fun. Okay. I just saw a guy on Facebook dating the other day who was in prison. This man is locked up talking about he's looking for a real one. He's not down with the mess and the drama. Like, excuse me? Sir, you are in prison. And first of all, how did you get a cell phone? Who gave you a cell phone in your cell? I am so confused. So I'm telling you guys, the grass is not greener. I know you think it is, and you're going to find that next person to do the thing that you want them to do, but they're not. They're not going to do it. And I think that's one of the downfalls of our society. And God, I do sound like an old lady. I really do. You guys, I've been looking at my phone like this, and I've just given into it. I'm just looking at my phone like an old lady. But anyway, I think one of the downfalls of our society is social media, because back in the day, it was like you were just in your town, even in LA, you didn't have that many options. You just kind of worked with what was around you. But now you can get online and you can just Open yourself up to emotional affairs and all these things. And look, if you've been with someone for a long time and you are truly unhappy and you have really tried and you've done all the things to work it out, I'm not telling anybody to stay in an unhealthy relationship, especially if it's abusive or anything like that. You should definitely get out. I am not saying that. But what I'm saying is if you are having a moment where it doesn't feel good, it's like, it's okay, people. It's fine. It's fine. Sometimes it's not going to feel good in a relationship. And so I think our maturity level of what it takes to actually show up to another person is just getting lower and lower and lower. And everybody just wants to tiptoe back and not catch feelings and see where it goes and go with the flow. I don't want to go with the flow. I don't want to go with the flow. I don't go with the flow anyway. Like, I'll go with the flow if I know where the flow is going, towards marriage and a baby. I mean, that's just for me personally, not for everybody. But I think it's so important to look at, what social media is doing and what it's doing to our minds when we're getting online, seeing all these women, and no shade to the OnlyFans girls, no shade, do your thing, make your coin, live your life, okay? But there's a lot of exposure now. Everybody's naked. I always think, and about 30 years, are we just all going to be naked walking around in the streets? It's like, is that what we're going to be doing? I don't understand. Anyway, so I think this exposure to all these people, all these men, all these women is making our minds think that the grass is greener. But what is going to happen, you guys, is you're going to get to the same spot with that next person too, especially in these situationships, because guys, literally, somebody is going to catch feelings. Everybody acts cool, but if you're hanging out with somebody every day, I think it's fascinating when guys go, well, I told her what it was. I told her what it was, or even a girl. But I'm like, you were at her house 4 nights in a row. Don't you have a toothbrush in the bathroom? Didn't you meet her parents? I'm pretty sure you have a drawer there. But they're like, oh, yeah, we're not together. We're not together. I just think that mindset is so crazy. But that is what we were doing now. And people are getting hurt. And they don't understand. Now, I respect those people who are being upfront about what they want. And again, if it's a hot boy summer, it's a hot girl summer, you want to go shake that thing, do your thing. I'm all about it, whatever. But when you are, like I said, looking for a relationship, you need to focus on compatibility and who this person really is on the inside, and look at their social media. Okay. So people are like, oh, you stalking. No, I'm trying to figure out if this is my husband. And if you following a bunch of hoes, I got to go, because there are some men out there, and no shade, live your life. But if you're following all these OnlyFans girls, all these Instagram, like, I'm sorry, there's something to be said about that. Like, what podcasts are you listening to? What books are you reading, right? Like, I think that stuff is very important. So the first downfall of our society is social media. It is making everyone think that the grass is greener. I'm going to find better. I'm going to do better. But at the end of the day, if you aren't changing yourself on the inside, you're going to end up in the same situation. One of my friends told me this story. Like, her guy was like, I just want to find a girl who's cool and chill. Where's she at? Like, once a girl likes you, or even a guy likes you, like, all of that stuff goes out the window. It's like, where are you? Why didn't you text me back? Like, it all's going to circle back to the same thing. If you find a woman that says absolutely nothing, like, please have her come be on my show and comment down below, tag her, let me know where she's at. Because I don't know any women that once they fall in love with a guy that acts like this. So good luck. Okay, another issue that we're having with situationships is that people don't want to fall in love. They have a fear of commitment. They feel like they're losing their freedom. And the thing is, it's like, that's not the case depending on who you're with. I mean, unless you're with a psychopath or they have some sort of mental disorder or they're possessive. That's a whole other thing, which we've all been there, or at least I have. I've definitely been there. Yeah, we got some hands going up in the studio, you guys. And the old me used to think that was like really attractive. I'm like, this guy's acting so crazy. Ew, I like it. But it's not. I did. I love it. He's like, was he looking at you? What did he say to you? I'm like, stop it. Stop it right now. I took it as a sign of love, but really it's unhealed trauma that we all carry around. Okay. Like, I get it. I got some daddy issues. We've talked about it on the show. It's not a secret, but I think that people have this fear that they're going to lose their freedom. And that is very common now with Gen Z. Everybody just wants to like do their own thing and be free. But at the end of the day, people, I know this is going to sound so cheesy, but it's like, I don't understand what we're doing. Like, we're treating people now like they don't mean anything. There's like this human aspect that is lost, and people aren't thinking about things like this is someone's daughter, this is someone's sister, and would you want to have your daughter or son date you? Okay, take a pause, ask yourself that, right? Or the person that you're dating, if you had a child, would you want your child to date that person? That's I'm telling you, that question stopped me in my tracks. And when I first heard that, I was in a very toxic, bad relationship, and it messed me up because I was like, there's no way in hell that I would have my daughter date this person, but yet here I was giving myself to this person. So, I understand that people think that you're going to lose your freedom, but at the end of the day, at the end of it all, we want people around us that care about us, that are showing up for us. It doesn't matter how hot your girlfriend is. And that's another thing too. Everyone's like, oh, I want the hot girl. I want the hot this and that. But like, what about who somebody is on the inside? And no, listen, I don't want to get that twisted. Now, I do think the vagina tingles are important and you should have all of those things. Well, don't get that twisted. I do think you should be attracted to someone 100%. I do think that is important. But I don't think it's the most important thing when you're looking for an actual partner, right? And again, this episode is for people who really want to be in relationships and who are scared because this climate now makes you feel like you're a weirdo for wanting to be in a relationship, or you're weak, or, all these things. And I just feel really passionate about the fact that it's okay to want to be in a relationship and find somebody that is willing to do that with you, because it's not cool these days because you're not chill. And I'm not chill, to be fair. I'm not chill. I've never been chill, and that's okay. All my ex-boyfriends know I am definitely not chill, and I'm okay with that. But for the women that are actually chill and that do want to be in a relationship, it's okay. And the men. And by the way, if you're a man and you're listening and you want to be in a relationship, please comment down below so all the women out there can find you. You don't have to hide. Don't be scared. Because I feel like even with men, like it's not cool to catch feelings and do the thing, like they think it's like it's weak or whatever people are saying right now. But there was a study done, I'm going to bring it up, with these undergrads, and I think it was 150 students that they did some data on. Let me find it real quick. Hold on, I lost it. But basically what it was saying is that of all these people, they were Gen Zers. They said they were unwilling to share their feelings with other people because it was not cool. Like, how lame does our society sound? That it wasn't cool? This is on Ripple, rippleco.co.uk. People are becoming less likely to share how they really, in all caps, feel, and will just go with the flow even if they do not like it. I mean, this is really sad, you guys. Social media, not wanting freedom. And then also, my third reason is that we aren't being taught how to emotionally communicate with each other. We're not. Like, everybody gets scared to have these really hard conversations. Like, everybody will call their girlfriends, they'll call their parents, they'll tell their therapist. And then as soon as you show up to the person that you need to talk to, everyone's like, well, let me call you back. And I get it. It's hard. And there's all these memes right now, and probably because I've been talking about this, that are popping up on my Instagram. But it's like the relationship is in the difficult conversations, you guys. That's where the relationship is. Now, you can find anybody to have a good day with, but you have to find someone that you can have a bad day with. That is so important in a relationship. It's true. It's true. I know you might be listening right now going, oh my God, Drea, it's so cheesy. But it's true. Who can you have a bad day with? How is that person going to treat you when they're angry, when they don't like you, when they're mad? Are they still going to bring you coffee? Now, my mom told me this, in a relationship she was in the past. And she was like, no matter how angry I was at him, I always brought him coffee in the morning. I always still showed that respect to our relationship because I knew that this moment would pass. And having the emotional intelligence to know that your relationship as a whole can change and that you're committed to each other, that's a whole other level of things. That's a whole other level of things. And I think that we aren't being taught anymore to think deeper about relationships and human connection. We're just not. Everything's just like, shake that thing, hot girl summer, like that's what we're being taught. Take your clothes off on social media. Oh, and another thing is like having sex so quickly, treating sex like a handshake. I mean, that's part of the whole thing too. Nobody cares about connection. They do not care about connection at all. And now listen, if you're a person and you're sexually free, you're sexually open, all those things, more power to you. I am not that way. Okay. I am not that way. And more blessed to you. But I think there's a stigma going around for people that are that way, that kind of guard themselves physically and take that more seriously. That's okay. I'm here to tell you, if you're one of those people, Drea Renee is with you. I am you, you are me, we are one, okay? Because it's so crazy to me. I go on these dates, and it's like after the third date, they looking at you like, girl. And I'm like, what? Can I help you? He's like, I'm coming upstairs. I'm like, what, to pee? Like, what are you coming upstairs for? I don't know what's happening here. Why does the third date mean you get my vagina? Where is this contract? I didn't sign that. No, sir. No. We got to go through a couple things. Let me see how we argue a little bit. Let's get into a tiff. Let's get into a fight. And then we can talk about it. No way. But people, it's so crazy to me. I'll have friends like, oh my God, you sleep with him, babe? Did you sleep with him? No, girl, I didn't sleep with him. I just met him yesterday. I don't even know his last name. Just kidding. I do know his last name. I did a whole check. That's a lie. I know all the things. But the thing is, it's like guarding your body. And that's for me. It's not for everybody. I get it. I understand sex is a part of things, but it creates this energy in situationships where people will end up hurt. And I think a lot of people now are pretending that they're okay with this stuff when deep inside, they really want connection. And that's what, you know what? I've had this happen to me recently. People are like, oh, you do a podcast? And I'm like, yeah, like on the dating apps. And they go watch my podcast and they're like, oh, that girl's crazy. And I'm like, well, I'm not for you. I'm not for you. I feel passionate about this because I am thinking and saying what everybody else is already thinking. And there's a lot of people out there, especially women, who do want real connection. And they do really want someone to show up for them, but they're scared and they want to be cool and they want to sit back and they want to have sex quickly and do all these things. When inside, they just want somebody to be like, will you be my girlfriend? Like we're in kindergarten. That's what people really want. That is the truth. And I'm not afraid to say it. You can call me antiquated if you want. But I feel very strongly about this. And the sex thing, it's a big thing. And it's not something that I take lightly. And I think it is changing just the whole structure of how we look at relationships. And I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good because you're looking at people as like numbers and you aren't like realizing that there's a soul inside this person. You're creating these soul connections. And it's not just something that you just throw away and you do. It's not a handshake. It really is not. And so I think the more we go towards this attitude with relationships, our society, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. So I think it's important to get back to this idea. Again, if you want to be in a relationship, only you know, right? So if your heart truly is like, hey, it's time to be wild and free, go be wild and free. I am never telling anybody not to do that. I think that's actually very important. On the flip side, I do think it's important to have that freedom. Because let me tell you, it will come out later. I've seen some men and women in their 40s and 50s who are trying to have a hot girl summer now. And not that you can't. You can still have a hot girl summer. It just looks a little differently on this side. It just looks a little differently. That's all I'm saying. So I think it's, you should do your thing. But I also think that when you do want that space to be really with a person, that you should go for that and find people that want the same thing. And it's getting more and more difficult, especially with these dating apps. It is not fun. It is not fun out there. Like I told you guys, that guy was in prison. So I don't know if there's much hope. I really don't. No, I'm just kidding. I do still believe there's hope. And I do still feel like there are people out there who do want these same things. But again, social media, this fear of commitment, these expectations put on dates, and I think your friends can influence you too. You have to look at who you're surrounding yourself with. So if everybody around you is in situationships, I thought about something the other day, and this is sad to say, but I don't have that many friends in healthy relationships, It's kind of sad. And so I have a couple, but they had to really work to get there because, some of these men just don't want to commit. They don't want to lock it down, And so I think all of this stems into these things of everybody wanting to do things later. And I want to touch on the fact that I know some people listening will blame this on women's independence, feminism, equality, and all the things. And I'm not even going to say that that's not entirely true because I think the way that we look at men it's different now and what it means to have a relationship and what a man represents. It's not the same thing that it was in 1950. It's different. But I do still think we have to get back to the human connection, whatever that means. And some may say that I sound like a traditionalist, but I do think we need to get back to like a family structure vibe. Oh my God, that just made me sound so old. I might take that out. I might take that out. But you know what I mean? Just that vibe of really going through life with someone. There's a couple that lives across the hall from me, Harvey and Eileen. And they are like, I love Harvey and Eileen so much. I don't know if they're going to ever watch this, but they're from New York and I love them. And they go do their workouts every single day. And they see me in the hallway. They go, Drea, where are you going? You're always going on a trip somewhere. And they just kind of like waddle down the hallway together and they bicker a little bit. They're probably like 75, but they still hold hands and they wear matching workout shirts. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not what people are thinking about. They're not thinking about that 75. Like, are you going to be still trying to have a hot girl summer at 75? Like, really? It's 75? Like, I mean, although I heard like those old folks home, like they pop off and the old folks home. So I don't know, but I'm not trying to have a hot girl summer at 75. I tell you that. I'm trying to be like Harvey and Eileen, have a little argument, go get some ice cream, do a little workout, get some matching outfits, and get on with my day. Because at the end of it, you guys, it's like you have to ask yourself, do I like this person? Not like, are they hot? How good are they in bed? Although, to be fair, it helps. I'm gonna keep it 100. Listen, it helps, but it's not everything. It's not everything. But do they have abs and all these things? But it's like, how does this person show up for you in life? How do you argue with them? How do they show up for you in tragedy? Those are the important things. So we have to get away from these situationships. I will sing it from the mountaintops. We have to get away from these situationships because I'm tired of it. And as you guys can tell, I'm ready to be in a relationship. Okay, I'm ready to have a baby and I'm ready to get married and I'm ready to do it. And so if anyone's watching or listening, hit me up. I'm single. Just don't be in jail, please. Just don't be in jail, please. All right, guys, thank you so much for lending me your ear. I was on one today. Don't forget that this is the place where the hot mess expresses the black sheeps of love. I am you, you are me, we are one. And until next time, I'm Drea Renee, and this is Hey Babe, Can We Talk? Bye.